I'm sure someone in the back row will have words to say with you
It's
after the
always the
service.
one in the back row.
The people in the
Always.
back row slide in late, and then they complain the most. And they're also the first ones out the door when the service is over. I'm just saying. Oh, hey, we're live.
The vocal minority.
The
The ones
vocal
responsible for
minority.
all the problems.
Good morning, yes, guys. You guys, yins, depending on where you're from in the
Y'all.
country. You guys, y'all, yins, take your pick. You bunch of heathens. So we didn't know we were going to have TO this morning. The royal we. I didn't know TO was going to be on time this morning because he had raised the flag that he might be late. And so I was like, okay, well, I don't need TO necessarily. I
Oh,
mean, TO. Well, no. I mean,
He's the life of the show. You know that.
that's right. But then I thought, well, let me see if Brother John is awake and reasonably not hungover, and I will get him because I'm working on a video that directly involves his dingus
his
he's
dingus.
making. Yeah, I couldn't think of another word, and I really didn't want to say dingus, but there it is.
He wrapped his dingus in a package and shipped it to you.
He shipped me his dingus.
I sent you one too, Tio.
Thank you. We can get some videos out on that.
Yeah, I started.
No,
working.
I had the grandbaby here, and they needed to get to the airport, and it was like they were leaving right as the show was starting. I said, "I'll be just a hair late," and then for you all, I kicked them out.
Be gone with you, spawn of TO.
Yeah.
And grand spawn of TO. So we have some housekeeping already. Brandon Wynn, thank you for the $5 super
Thank
chat.
you, Brandon.
Brandon, I appreciate the super chat very much, and feel free to put in some snark or a comment. Hey, good job, or oh my
the
God,
comments are
John's
the free
haircut
part.
is stellar. I mean, you get to say something cool too. So
Suzanne does a good job with my hair, I'll tell you.
you look reasonably respectable, actually. And brother,
She cleans you up real nice compared to how much effort goes into that.
right? Because
That's why I pay her so much.
we seen you in Orlando and Dayton. We know what you look like. Jonathan, thank you for the 1999 super chat, passing the plate and asking for forgiveness for selling one of his radios.
What radio did you sell, and why was I not given first right of refusal? Like, there's multiple sins going on here.
Truly,
I hadn't heard from him for a while, and now I know why. Because
well,
he was
I know. I was
embarrassed. He was ashamed.
I was thinking my text has not been blowing up lately with texts from the Northeast. I didn't know if he was on an extended trip or staying with the government at a facility somewhere, or what the deal was. I don't like this. Does this seem weird, the layout, or is that
part?
Our layout seems
When you
off.
added Jonathan's super chat, it shrunk us and bumped us up.
Okay, well, that may be what it is. Yeah, I guess so.
And then we got a couple more to add, so keep on rolling.
Hit them. All right, well, let me keep them rolling. Or you roll them. I don't care. Hef,
Jason.
Thank you for the $10 super chat, Jason. We had Jason.
Black cars in the house.
That's right. We had Jason on Nuggets last week. Week before.
He saved the day. Week before last, yeah.
Week before.
We tried out a new streaming software, and it was horrible.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
It was.
And then even canceling the subscription was horrible.
It was terrible. Anyway, Jason, thank you for the super chat. Brother Andy Cowley has been a member for 23 months. Good morning, Andy Cowley. Thank you, sir. Or good afternoon to you. Brother Chavez has dropped a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Chavez. Chavez, what time zone are you in this morning? Because he's always rolling. And Jason has been a member for 2 months. Thank you, sir. Ramp Rat Radio. I like that. I get that. Are you working this morning and you like hiding in a luggage container or something, watching the show? Good on you if you are. Let's see. We have Stephen LeBlanc in the house representing the frozen tundra of Canada. Ooh. Good morning, Stephen. Chuck Miller has been a member for 3 months. Good morning to you, Chuck. Thank you, sir. Kansas Jeff, a made member of the KC Mafia, has been a member for 8 months. Not the real KC Mafia. I mean, you know what I'm saying. Just in case there's any of them listening. They're like, who's this Jeff guy? I don't know no Jeff.
There ain't no Jeffs in Mafia.
Probably not. Lee.
Tony's, Paulie's, but no Jeffs.
Right. Brother Lee, and then 7X dropped a
Yeah.
$4.99 super chat. Thank you, sir. I
We're
am
glad you
I
woke
wake
up today too. Yeah.
every day. We're all glad we all wake up.
Above ground is good enough. That's a good starting point.
That's right. This side of the dirt. Jay Tangway, good morning from Rhode Island. So the Northeast, we have Elodie in here from
Rhode
also
Island.
the other side of the pond.
Elodie is looking for somebody with a 3D printer in her neighborhood. If you happen to have
in her
one,
neighborhood.
hit a girl up. Well, I don't know. I mean, ask Jim. He'll print it for you and work out a deal on shipping.
Yeah, shipping is going to be the issue. I have no control over shipping. The parts don't weigh anything, and internal U.S. postage. Just to give you an
$5 to
idea,
$10, yeah,
is $5 for some plastic thing that weighs less than 2 or 3 ounces, no matter what the size, really. But when I have to ship it overseas, then it gets stupid quickly because of tariffs and governments, both yours and ours, and
Hold on. Where did this go? Let me find
It's
it.
about
in the
20,
other
25
comments.
bucks to ship stuff to UK. Small
yeah,
box.
which is gets kind of expensive for
all kinds of stuff.
plastic
I mean,
stuff.
a one-off, work a deal, but
Right. Jason Lockwood has gifted a membership. Thank you, Jason. And brother Dave, Meshtastic Dave in the house. He got that membership.
Dave. Nice.
David, how are you,
Congrats.
brother?
So there's a problem here, though. Hang on 1 second. We need to take old gray man out behind the woodshed and give him a little firm talking to. Apparently
Because he
was
made
late.
everybody late.
he's mucking up the works.
We got Tim. We have a plan here. We have a well-oiled machine, and like they told me in school, we start on time and we end on time, unless we don't want to. I'm all about ending on time because I got needs that. Anyway, just saying. All right. Let's see. Elodie says she knows a guy in her Aries group that has a 3D printer. Yeah,
start there.
Start there. 3D printing stuff is not really expensive. I mean, the plastic doesn't cost that much. Mostly it's
the machine does most of the work. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like I'm in there monitoring it and laying down microns of plastic by myself.
See, Elodie is a legend. Look at this.
Oh, girl.
She did it right.
That's right.
Way to go, Elodie. Hey, Jim, speaking of the 3D printers, just a quick question.
Sure.
What's the best thing to print for outdoor use? What mode of plastic?
Material.
Anything that's not PLA.
Okay.
So they all work, and it's varying degrees. PETG is fine for outdoor use. PCTG is better. And it falls in, I'm doing this off the top of my head, around with ASA and ABS. The difference is PCTG does not vaporize your house with toxic fumes like ABS and ASA can. And PCTG does not want to curl up off the print bed like ASA and ABS do. Now, that being said, I have never printed ASA or ABS because I don't have a need to print anything in those filaments. I have some, I've just never printed with it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So,
thank you.
Yeah.
Dave is another good one. Our friend Meshtastic Dave is another good one with 3D printer stuff.
Yeah. See, he named every one I did.
Yep.
Great minds.
I like PCTG.
That's the only reason why I said he was right was because he agreed with you.
Thank you, T.O. Again.
If he had dissented, then he would be a heathen,
We would strike him. We would excommunicate him for the rest of the show. Yeah, PCTG is good. It has higher heat tolerance than PETG. It prints as well as PETG as easily. It's a little pricey, although lately the prices on PCTG have dropped down into the sub $30 range. That crap was $40 a roll when I started messing with it. Now it's down to about $28, $30 a roll. And it has higher heat resistance, higher chemical resistance, higher UV resistance. It'll straighten your spine. It'll cause your hair to come back in and your beard to go dark. So it's that awesome.
Well, I mean, the stuff that's bad for the environment, I mean, I'm at least doing my part to capture that into some usable form as opposed to just let it out into the atmosphere. Like I'm turning it into something useful and productive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and PLA gets a bad rap. PLA is okay for outside, too, if it's not extended direct solar contact on a part that needs to retain a specific shape. because it won't melt. People will say, "Oh, PLA melts outside." No, it doesn't.
Deforms.
It will deform somewhat. It has a glass transition temperature of 60 centigrade, which is like 130, 140 in real numbers. I don't know off the top of my head. And you can get that in a car on the dashboard through a windshield. Outside, the biggest problem with PLA outside is the UV will cause it to break apart over time. But I mean, if it's a test part or something, it can sit out there. It's just fine until you figure out the final form if you're doing prototyping or whatever. So, let's see. I think we're caught up on super chats. I believe. Yeah. Oh, Gray Man did make it to the show. Good morning, Tim.
Sneaking in the back row.
That's right.
Timothy.
Mr. Tiberium says you got to be one with the styrene vapor. That's right. Dave must have printed ASA. I have a roller or two of it, and I've never messed with it because I never had anything that I felt that I had to use ASA for. Didn't know it was going to be 3D printing church this morning.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. No, this is kind of
You brought a plan.
Jam.
Yep.
Steve, what are you up to this week?
Well, the grandbaby stopped by. That was a fun visit to have, and grandchild number 4, and first grandson, because daughters run in my downline. And then I've got a winch to install in the truck, and I've got some more radio gear to play with. I returned Doc Brad's PK232 pack rat to him. That was a fun ride. The TNC saga has finally come to a close.
It was closed in my mind a while back because I still had
stuff physically occupying space in my world.
That's what I was going to say. I don't.
Yeah.
It is gone. I have divested myself completely of
It was fun.
packet dinguses.
So one thing I learned in the process, though, is that our friend Direwolf, Elodie, and I have been having a back conversation about Direwolf. Direwolf, like your hardware TNC it's a one-trick pony. It does one decode of one type of language, and that's it.
Right.
And Direwolf will do 9 separate decodes per packet that it receives. It hears something, 9 decodes run. One of these is going to get that message. And your hardware TNC from the 90s is like, I thought I heard something and it was gone. So
right,
your chances of making a successful communication with a modern TNC, a Direwolf-based TNC, are much higher. And they're also much higher if you don't, operate from southern Arizona where there is nobody nearby. So in order to declare success on the project, I had to set up a second 2-meter packet station and talk to myself. And it was lovely. We agreed.
Delightful
pretty much
conversation.
Everything. Yeah,
and it was amazing.
Friends.
He had the same health problems you do.
Oh, we didn't talk about health. I'm not of a certain age where that's occupying most of my ham airwaves.
So Direwolf, and I didn't know that it did multiple decodes, so it does more than just APRS. Okay.
Yeah, KM6LYW was helping me out. And if you guys haven't been to DigiPi, DigiPi.org, he's got a nice little software package that runs on a Pi, and you access it from a web browser. And once you do the initial, I have this radio, these are my GPS coordinates, this is my sound interface, every piece of software for digital modes is set up. Done. WinLink, done. FT8, done. Direwolf APRS, done.
It's a cool
packet radio, done. You being the packet radio server instead of the client, done.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that with DigiPi because I think I'm still a Patreon of Craig's, and I have DigiPi, an older version. I haven't played with it in a while. I need to get it back out and tinker with it again. But yeah, you're right, because it's got WinLink in it and APRS and a whole bunch of other stuff integrated together.
Yeah, DigiPi V2 is out. It supports the Toads digital interface, which is set up on that radio behind me that is not very well focused on the little screen, but it's a little tiny circuit board. It does digital modes for you.
Cool. And the cool thing about Direwolf as well, so I have a DigiPeter iGate hooked to a Linko radio out in my shop. And I'm running Direwolf on Dell Wise little micro PC thing I got.
I remember. I was there. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's running perfectly. The beauty of running Direwolf on a computer, especially as opposed to a hardware TNC like Steve was talking about, is you can remote into it from other dinguses and use it as a TNC as well. So, for example, and I've talked about this before, I've run Pinpoint APRS on Windows here in the house, but I connected to my iGate DigiPi setup out in the shop over the network, over my network here, TCP on port 8001, I think. And I now have a beautiful windowed APRS display, and I can send messages from it and everything else too. Excuse me. So there's that option. If you are not comfortable with Raspberry Pis or you fear the Pi, don't fear the Pi. The Pi is your friend. These are the Pis.
Direwolf is Direwolf is just as difficult on Windows as it is on Raspberry Pi. I mean, when it's something that you don't know at all, changing the operating system isn't going to change the fact that you still don't know Direwolf. You know, just lost my screen.
Yeah,
I'm getting excited over here.
You just calm down. Calm down. Yeah, Elodie, if you're looking to buy a printer, the Bamboo A1s are a great starter printer, whether it's the mini or the full-size A1. Great starter printer. Bamboo has a new printer coming out, the P2S, which has much needed upgrades from the P1S, which is a great printer with a terrible, terrible screen designed by someone who hates humans. And the P2S is supposed to be, it has a better screen by far, and it's, I think, basically the same printer, maybe a little faster, better, stronger, whatever. But Bamboo makes good printers, and you can go dog wild and get the flagship H2S, which is probably $2,000 or $3,000, and has a freaking laser in it, or you can stay with the A1 Mini, which is a budget sale, and it even has multicolor if you want to get that attachment. I barely print multicolor. I don't know why I ever bought multicolor dinguses for some of my printers, because I almost never use it. But
yeah, one is enough.
Well, and it depends on what you're printing. If you're printing functional parts, right? So, I mean, this is the most multicolor I've ever done, is these boxes I did for the Vince CW trainer. And, you know, if you're printing little figurines and stuff like that, then multicolor's your jam. But if you're printing functional stuff most of the time, you're never going to hardly ever use the multicolor dingus.
So Ken's saying he wants to run Direwolf on the same system as AllstarLink. That would be an interesting challenge. You probably would need 2 radios and 2 sound interfaces and 1 computer.
Yeah.
The computer horsepower is not the concern. It's the configurations that overlap each other and want to share some of the same spaces and devices.
Yeah, I mean, it should be able to do it. You're going to have to be very careful about what ports you're using. You will need 2 radios, like Steve's talking about. Absolutely.
I mean, you can time share it. You know, you can do a half an hour on All-Star and a half an hour on Direwolf, but you can't do them simultaneously easily.
I think the challenge would be that AllstarLink is a pre-done distro kind of thing. So you'd have to manually add in tools to get other stuff installed, because I'm pretty sure it's probably not all on there. I don't know. Freddie Mac, baby, will tell you, but
yeah,
that may work.
Or
that may waste half your life. That could be a very frustrating experience as well.
And then we've got Vern here with a very important question. Vern, happy birthday. He says he's turning 70 this month. Will time on 80 meters be encouraged? Actually, that happens when you're 75. Ha 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 ha.
You got to wait a little bit longer.
I see what you did there.
I did that wrong because I'm not old enough yet. So I'm going to try and get my 75 plus accent on. Vern, that happens when you turn 75. Hi.
Okay. Vern, I can't help it. Sometimes he's just the way he is, you know. Happy birthday, brother.
Yeah, happy birthday, Vern.
Hef said he's running
Raspberry
All-Star
Pis are
and
cheap.
Direwolf on the same. Yeah.
Well, Hef's a little bit of a genius.
Yeah, I detected serious nerd cred in Jason when he was on the show the other night.
He makes me feel stupid most of the time.
Yeah, it's easier just to get a second Raspberry Pi. I mean, you're going to spend probably, if you don't, I don't know you at all, so don't take this as personal. If you don't know what you're doing, give it 2 months to get it sorted out. If you do know what you're doing, give it 1 month to get it sorted out. And if you value your time and getting on the air more than you value frustration, go buy a second Raspberry Pi for $20 and do it that way.
honestly.
Pi
'Cause
02W is fine for Direwolf.
You have to buy, I mean, you have to have a second radio and cables and antenna and all that anyway. The only difference is the Pi, and that's the cheapest piece of it. I just put it on another Pi. I mean, unless you're in a Pi drought like we were back in the early 2020s, right?
Yeah. Hank,
But,
there's an exception to every rule, and you, my friend, are exceptional.
You still have problems that are 80 meters worthy.
You are above the curve.
And Matt here makes a great point. I agree with Matt completely on this, and if Don was here, he would be agreeing with me as well, which is scary. But yeah, there are good options that are not Raspberry Pis.
Most of us have old computers laying around that will do just fine.
Well, yeah, an old laptop that's sitting in a box in your closet under your wife's shoes will do fine, and Linux will run on pretty much anything. These, if you want new hardware, this is a GMK Tech, and I did a video on this. This is a GMK Tech. I think this is
bigger than I thought it would be.
An N97 processor for size comparison.
It's upside down.
It doesn't really matter. You don't need to read the label. But
is that a 12 volter?
I don't know. It came with a power adapter.
It should say on the bottom if it's not a USB port powering it.
Yeah, I don't have the bottom on it at this time.
Like Donald Duck. Jim's always sans a bottom.
Yeah, sans a bottom. So anyway, the point is, well, it runs on USB-C. There's the power input.
Okay, so that could be 12 volts. It could be 20 volts. It could be
12 or
9
20,
volts.
yeah.
It could be 18, 15, not 18.
So the beauty of this thing is it came with Windows. So if you want to run Windows, there you go. This has, calm down, Steve. Calm down. We're on holy ground, Steve. It's
safe space.
Windows will not hurt you here. This has a replaceable M2 drive in it, and I'm probably saying the wrong name for this thing. It has the tiny little chip drive. I don't care nearly enough to know the right word. So you can either pull this out and save it and go back to Windows if you want, or buy one of these things with on Amazon for $20 or $30 and load Linux on it fresh, or just zap this one and put Linux on it, or whatever OS you want.
I wish those connectors were wildly different.
And this was about $150, and this would run Direwolf or All-Star or any of that stuff just fine. And I would buy one of these again before I will. And I'm not hating on Raspberry Pis; they have their place. This has way more bazoom than a Pi does, and this is not much of a Windows PC. But
22 minutes in, and we've set a new record. We haven't said anything about bazooms until 22 minutes in.
I said bazoom, like zoom, like speed.
So
like
did I.
power.
What were you talking about? I don't
That's
know
what I was talking about until you drew it out and made me feel uncomfortable. I'm having a flush right now because of how I feel. You're scaring me.
Need more bazooms.
Give me strength, Lord. Anyway, so it comes with this guy has 2 HDMI's and that's input power, a headphone jack, 1 gig networking, a USB 3, a couple more USB 3s on the back, and an SD card reader.
Nice.
And I've been working on a design. I don't have but I've been working on a dingus to mount it on the wall and just get it off the desk out of the way, because I use with my radios, with my FT1000 and with the Kenwood TS2000.
I hate to tell you, Jim, there's no holes in the mount.
I'm still working on it. Calm down. And that's the part that's going against the wall. So worst case, I'm just gonna put a hole in it and put the screw in, and I'm done. I don't need
use 2. It won't move that way.
Right. No wiggly. I don't want it to spin. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great options that are not Pis, and for pretty close to Pi 5 money. Now, I'm sure somebody in the chat has gone,
oh, they're expensive. Pi 5s are expensive.
I don't even know what they cost. I haven't zero interest in buying anymore. I offloaded some of my Pis this week. One of my viewers reached out and said, "Do you know where I can get some Pis?" And I'm like, "Son, is your address good on the Zed? Let me impie you."
Yeah.
Pi 5s, 89, 85, $86.
And that's the raw Pi. You still need the heatsink and the case and
$99 for the kit.
Yeah.
And Pi's are nice
$100.
little computers, but I mean, you're getting into real PC money.
I have a soft spot in my heart for pies. That's all.
I mean, we all do. We all do. Did we address this? Lee
Not just
Lee
yet,
McC has been a member for 4 months. Lee, thank you.
Lee, this is a wireless hobby. We do not embrace RJ45 here.
I do, and one is fine, and it's a wireless device. You don't even need wired. So if you have Wi-Fi,
So why would you need
go.
a second RJ45?
Right? I mean, Lee, you're not multi-homing a server here. We're not running Google on the thing.
Your
Is this a router?
microphone connects with an RJ45 in a lot of cases.
Yeah, but there's not a standard for that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I wish there was.
True.
Yeah.
Well, the 8-pin Foster connector is pretty much a standard on the good radios, big radios.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
it is, Lee.
Yeah,
It's
the wiring
it's
pattern.
out in my shop.
And
Hopefully
so is
still
the
running.
D-Star and DMR as well.
Yeah, all the Toads Digital is out in my shop, as is my DigiPi Gate. My All-Star notice over there on the TV stand.
Yeah, we need to get a All-Star node connected into the C4 FM and DMR and D-Star network.
Jeff, I gave him the pie. Listen, I gave him the pies I didn't really want. He got a pie 2 and a La Potato, for crying out loud. It's not like I was handing out pie 4s and pie 5s.
You can make a clock with a potato.
Yeah. A pie 2. I don't even know. I don't know what you do with a pie 2. I suppose that noise. We never did figure out what that noise is.
We
Is
just
it
gave
still
up.
there?
Oh yeah, it's still there.
Oh yeah.
Shit, I thought I had it isolated. Sorry.
No, we were quiet for a second, not talking, and then my brain zeroed in on it, and I was like, "There it is."
Damn, I thought I had it isolated because I got rid of it in my headphones.
Oh, that's okay.
I don't know what you're
Sorry.
talking about. I don't hear anything. John over here causing problems.
Well, I am problem child.
Oh, so Eric's multi-homing his. Yeah, I just have all that stuff on separate VLANs. That'll work. Anyway, so I have some news this morning, and I want to talk to John. Let's just get to John, and we'll hit the news later because it's probably not that
John's
interesting.
more important. Yeah.
Well, John is. And he's our guest pastor.
Mm.
So, you know.
Bless you all.
Amen. So I got the POTA array from you the other day and opened it up and started messing with it yesterday. I have not hooked anything up. I was going through the parts and I started working on a video with it. Talk to us about the difference between the one I got, the POTA version, and the main version. And then I want to talk real quick about phasing, because I want to make sure I understand how that setup is going to work, because there was no instructions in the package.
I sent you the manual via email.
He did.
Oh, yeah, you did. Okay. I forgot about that when I was sitting there with it in front of me. I was
and you have.
You think John runs a print shop?
I have a prototype. I know.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the basics, not the finer point of your switch selection, or I don't like the LED colors.
So don't start on the LED colors.
Or why it's not able to be automated with an ESP32, so I have to touch physical buttons.
You can do that. That's easy.
Like
it's up to you. Exercise for the user.
Exactly. So the big difference is if you look at the base piece for the relay board, these relays are rated for 16 amps. So they'll handle 1,500 to 2,000 watts. And the traces on the board are built so that it'll handle that kind of power. The POTA array, these traces, and maybe I have a board here. Hang on. Yep, I have a board here. So this is one of the boards. The traces are rated for about 400. The relays are 10 amps. So they are in sideband CW. I'm confident about 400 watts through it, and digital math says 100. I'm comfortable with the math, but it depends on how long you're running that duty cycle. because it's got about a 2 degree C rise on the board with the way I've got it designed. If you really start pushing power through it, say 400 watts of FT8, you're probably going to push that board into thermal overload. But 100, I feel comfortable with it.
Okay. And using it for a POTA, I mean, it's not like you're going to be carrying a freaking
you're not
amp
carrying
with
an amp with you. No.
Right?
No.
Let me lug out my tube amp and get a generator running so I can fire up the tube amp.
I took my FT891, ran 100 watts off the beach down in St. John, and there was I had no heat, and I ran for an hour and
sideband.
Yeah, sideband. Just ran for about an hour. I'm not dragging a laptop down to the beach to play FT8 on the beach. So, but yeah, there was no heat in the thing at all. No problem at all. 100 watts. So,
well, and that's really what the market is for, right, Eric?
Yeah.
I mean, I do remember MRD has taken an amp on a POTA.
Yeah, that was him and Sideboom, and I haven't seen Sideboom in a while.
Yeah, I've got a KL505 that will put out 400 watts, but it really doesn't like FT8 at that watt level. It gets hot, really. I mean, hot to the touch, where you don't want to be anywhere around it. And I melted one playing with it, seeing how far I can push one with FT8. And 400 watts, about 30 minutes in it, all of a sudden the SWRs went nuts and the finals went boom. So
that'll do it.
Yeah. So
that'll do it. Well, I'm excited about it because, I mean, so what I have for a setup so far, and this is all be in the video, but I've got the two 17-foot whips and the appropriate mounting hardware to jam them in the ground and hook everything up. I think the layout of the thing looked really cool. I love that it uses standard cabling, John. Bless your heart for not using some goofball cable that I have to buy a 1,000-foot roll-up from Amazon to use 12 feet of it.
Yep.
I do have a question about the cabling. So how far, theoretically, can I run that RJ11 control cable? You included like what, 25, 50 feet, something like that?
It's a 50-footer. 100 foot's going to be problematic. We need to go to a bigger gauge cable. It's 26 in there. You have enough voltage drop. You're down around 10 volts if you put 12 into it. Now, if you're 13.8, you could probably go about 75 feet, and then you might have some issues with the relays, maybe.
So if I got some RJ11 connectors, which I don't think I have anymore since this is not the 1980s.
Yep.
What
use 20. I could use 23 or 24 gauge cable.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could use some. I've got a ton of Cat 5, not 5E. I got 5.
5. The only thing with 5 and an RJ11,
the wire size big.
Well, the wire size is fine. The internals are fine. Buy the 6-pin RJ45s and just use the 4 center.
Yeah,
because that's what it's going to do. Or RJ11s by the 6-pin. It's the jacketing trying to get underneath that opening in the connector. Just use a piece of heat shrink and you'll be fine.
I was going to say hot glue and then heat shrink on top of the whole thing. And,
yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But, for the POTA kit, I just put a 50-foot cable in there.
Yeah, I mean, 50 feet is fine. I was pondering that yesterday.
Yep.
Because I haven't figured out how I'm going to set it up yet to do all the video stuff. And will that cable reach? I hope so.
And then I took TO's idea and cut cable for the measurement device. So if you buy a 20-meter kit, you get a piece of cordage. I used paracord in the ones I sent you guys. I'm probably going to use mason string in the new ones when the production units come out. And I figured out where 17-foot 4 inches was, made it so that you could stretch it and put a little bit of heat shrink on there, tied a knot in it so it doesn't come loose. And you just put one on the bottom of your spike for one antenna, one on the bottom for the spike for the other antenna, and stretch them out.
Yeah, I thought that was a great idea.
That was all TO's idea.
Aw.
Yep.
Once again, TO to the rescue.
Teamwork.
Yeah,
he says, dream work.
He said, "Why are you carrying a measuring tape, man? Just make you a cord." And I'm like, "Yeah, it makes brilliant sense." So, yeah, if you order the kit with the cables, there are no kits where you build them any longer. I am actually hand building these. So,
with love.
I could tell by the artisanal craftsmanship of the unit I received.
Yeah, so they are hand built. Production boards are due in here next week. So we should have some production runs starting here probably available end of November, beginning of December. Price point is about half of what we had for the big array. So the only thing you really need to supply with this is your radio, your cable from the radio to the unit, and your antennas and radials for it. Everything else comes in the kit: power unit or power cord, the control cable, the 50-foot RJ11 cable, the controller, the relay box, and your phasing cables cut for the band you want. So it's make it simple and easy. It's lightweight. The whole unit weighs about 4 pounds. Actually about 3.6, but when you put a box around it, it weighs 4 pounds. So
right.
Yeah.
Now, with the setup that I'm going to run, and so we're talking about, guys, if you haven't followed this, John sells a phased antenna array kit. The full power version, which is already released and is on his website. What is your website? Because Steve will drop it, a link in for it.
PerformanceZarrays.com.
I couldn't remember if it was .com, if it was one of those sketchy .net addresses.
No.
But
real website.
A real website, that's right. So this is the POTA kit, which is still in development, prototyping, whatever. We're in the beta stage, I think, at this point, aren't we? At least late.
Yeah,
beta.
well, we'll be in production sometime late November.
Okay.
Who's this young guy you got as your model on your website? That's weird.
That's me in 2019, before COVID pounds.
Wow.
That have not been able to shed.
Share that picture with us, T.O., so we can all enjoy the svelte John. I never thought about blaming it on COVID.
It was COVID.
I just like to eat too much.
When I couldn't get to the gym, I lost all my motivation.
And it's been 5 years. There he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at that guy.
198 pounds and at the gym every day. So,
man, you look like you look like you're part of SEAL Team 6 in that picture, John.
Yeah, I was running 5 miles a day and lifting weights every day.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, 70.
When we
60 pounds later.
Right. Listen, I've lost 70 and I've got 50 or 60 I'd like to find a new home as well.
Yeah.
So when we do the array setup now, the control unit, the control system part,
this piece,
the bit with the switches, yes. So we have element 1, element 2, and we have broadside. So explain how that's going to lay out when you set up your array with the magic string and everything.
So
we don't need Manigal.
Okay, no, I was just going to pull up a picture, but that's fine.
Okay, well,
so we'll just do it. We'll do it let's do it by hand. So here's element 1.
Yep.
Here's element 2. When you switch the box to element 1, the signal goes to element 2 first, then goes through the delay line to element 1, and it pushes all the RF in the direction of element 1. When you switch to element 2, signal hits here first, goes through the delay line, comes to here, and goes out. Broadside, you take the delay line out, and you hit both these same times, you co-phase them. And when you co-phase them, you get kind of an egg-shaped pattern that has more gain off the broad side of the antenna between the two elements. So you either go end fire one way or the other, or you go broadside this way, if that makes sense.
That is a very good explanation.
Yeah.
I also recorded that part on my video yesterday where I was mansplaining that in the video.
Yeah.
Doing it with the same kind of thing with fingers, and I wanted to know if I needed to go back and re-record that because I said something wrong. Yay. Yeah. How much gain do you get off of this? And you told me at one time, but
so off the ends, depending on your radials on the ground, your ground conditions, I'm going to give you a range. 2.5 to 4 dB gain either direction. That's 4 is about maximum you're going to get out of it. Everything's freaking perfect, right? Angle elevation, so your takeoff angles, if you're on over standard normal soil, your takeoff angle maximum gain is going to be about 21, 23 degrees, somewhere in there. If you're closer to salt water, it drops down and it's 5 to 7 degrees off the horizon, and you get some more gain, but that's neither here nor there. The broadside gives you about 1.5 dB a gain this way in each direction, and you're down about a dB and a half this way. So if you had a standard vertical standing in the center, you'd be a dB and a half better each way, and half a dB to a full dB down on the thing. So it ends up looking like an oval.
Ends.
Yeah,
Okay.
it looks like an oval. Yeah, but off the sides, against doubling your power either way, right? And that's great for gain, right? But where this thing really shines is front to back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're like working up a pile up to somebody in the South Pacific and you've got this thing pointing to the South Pacific, for me, Europe is directly behind the bearing from the South Pacific, 180 degrees. So if I'm listening to a pile up down in, or trying to work a station down South Pacific, and they've got a pile up coming in from Europe, right? When I switch to South Pacific, Europe basically drops off, right? And they're going to drop 12 to 18 dB. So they're going to drop 3 to 4 S units, right? Down. So they all of a sudden, they're not a problem for me any longer. I'm not listening to those guys calling in. I'm listening to the station, right?
You made them go away.
I made them go away. Same thing.
We saw this at Orlando when he first set it up.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
So that's the beauty of this is there's a couple ways to use it. Yes, you can use it to get gain in one direction, but the other piece of it is it allows you to eliminate noisy stations. So the 1500 watt version, that's geared to somebody who's going to set this up at their house. I mean, you could take it portable because it's small, right? Everything fits in that one box. But the issue is, do you want to carry that much stuff, and do you really need the 1500 watts? And I had a bunch of people saying it would be preferred to be smaller. So, I mean, you could see what the size of this thing is. And my hands are not huge. I mean, they're big, but not huge. And it's, controller's the same thing, and it's lightweight. The controller's all aluminum. There's no real mystery with this. You got a 3-way guitar switch here that's on, power switch, control cable, 12-volt power. And
I didn't really need to read the directions when I took it out of the box. I was like, it's pretty dang.
Did you make those photos instead of just the word on? That's it. We got a couple of questions for you here, though.
Yeah, let's do the questions, Tio.
Yeah.
Grayman's coming in with, what happens if you put a third antenna in the mix?
Don't do it, but I have something in development for that.
Yeah, this is a 2-element.
This is 2 elements
array.
and 2 elements only.
There will be a 3 and then probably a 4 in the future.
Well, 4 is a 4 square.
Yeah.
We won't do that. There's too many out there.
Okay. And then Jeff's saying, what are the distances in the setup? I gave him an answer, but I bet yours will be exactly the same.
So distance in the setup between the elements is a quarter wave, right? And then you have your radial field. So what I tell people is your quarter wave, then whatever your radial field is, and give yourself 10 feet on either side of that, right? So you don't want to be within 10 feet of other buildings, that kind of thing. So for
setback.
Yeah, for setback. So if you're talking about a 20-meter array, 17 foot 6 inches thereabouts, plus your radial field. So let's say use 5-foot radials. That's another 10 feet. So 47 feet clear distance, basically.
Yeah. Yep. And then the last question. So, I mean, an 80-meter, you can do an 80-meter vertical array if you had an 80-meter antenna and 80 meters of ground space to separate them with, because it's all vertical.
Yep. It's all, you just tell me what phasing you want, and we cut the cables for that. I built an 80.
Can you use elevated radials may decrease ground losses? Yeah.
So Tim, I'm getting ready to test that with some stuff. I bought some setups to do this. So basically I'm going to try elevating the bottom of the elements off the ground about 4 feet with tuned radials for the band. So 4 of them on there. The modeling suggests that we'll be looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of 3.5 to 4.5 dB a gain, because you eliminate the ground losses. So you're going to gain maybe another dB with that. Okay. So the 2 things that are in development when you ask about a 30 antenna is I've got a triangle in development. So I worked on this with Callum years ago, and I have it.
That's been a while. I remember you talking about that on that other show.
I've got it kind of.
That this one is not.
I had it figured out, but it isn't perfect. Now I've kind of working on getting it right. Okay. And the other one that I am working on that is a 3 inline, right? An inline 3, but it's not phased, it's parasitic. But the elements are all the same. So it's development for, okay, let's do it parasitic and then let's figure out how to do it phase wise, right? So basically the idea is 3 elements in a line, let's say they're 20 meters. So you have 3 of them at 10.05 meters high. And then at the base of the center one, you feed it directly with coax. The other 2 have 2 little box of tricks at the bottom, and you flip a switch and you can send the RF this way or that way. Now it's not as efficient as a phased unit, but it'll get you about 5 to 7 dB in either direction. And the front to back is almost 20 dB down.
Wow. That's
it's basically a Yagi at that point. On the ground, vertical Yagi on the ground. Now you don't feed it in the center like you would a Yagi. You feed it at the ground, but it is it's pretty impressive on the modeling. And I've got the figures for kind of 20 meters and 40 meters figured out. It's sourcing components right now. And I think, and I want you guys' opinion on this. I'm thinking about doing a series of video on prototyping, right?
Yeah.
How I go about putting together a design, sourcing materials, all that kind of thing, building the prototypes itself, and, you know, figuring out what I'm going to do. Does that sound like a good set of videos?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
My opinion, and Steve,
the mind of John.
Steve may or may not agree
nobody
with
wants
me
to
on
be in
this.
there.
Don't make them long videos.
No, short pieces.
A series of shorter videos. Yeah.
Yeah, 10, 15 minutes. Okay, that's
pushing the edge of the envelope, 15. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard to capture because there's a lot of stuff that goes on when you're doing this, right?
But yeah, I mean, if you do a series, I think that'd be an interesting thing. Yeah.
So like sitting in KiCad designing the boards. I mean, it might take me 3 hours to design a board, right?
Right.
How do you condense that down to 15 minutes?
You do it in parts. Like, why did I make this decision here? And that's what that one video is about. Doing a start to finish, watch me make a circuit board. You'll have like 5 people that watch it and think it's immensely valuable. And the other 300 million people on the planet are just going to like not care.
Yeah.
Well,
those were round numbers. Chill out, people.
Yeah.
Some of the comments that I've seen in our private chat from you and Hayden and me, some of our viewers apparently only watch about 2 minutes, decide they're pissed off at us and want to share why they're pissed off, and
they miss the payoff. Like, this is this thing you didn't do, and I'm like, yeah, 30 seconds later I did that thing. Yeah.
And you know, it's like, watch the damn video or not. What, I don't know. Anyway, I rant. Yeah. Sorry. So we had a couple
about that thing.
Right. We had a couple more questions.
Yeah.
Oh, and Boston Johnny liked you so much he's dropped a $4.99 super chat.
He's excited.
He would.
All right, Johnny.
And Jonathan, you know, Jonathan doesn't give himself enough credit. He's
a smart dude.
He talks shit about he's going to break something or tear it up, or I don't know what I'm doing, I'm a knucklehead. I mean, he made his own cables for the FTX1. So after
they said it couldn't be done, then they stole his idea and overpriced it.
Jonathan said, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Let's make it happen. And it worked.
Hold my beer.
That's right. It was definitely a hold my beer moment. Let's see. Gray Man wants to know if this could be automated and managed by Node Red. When we put ESP32s in that control box, absolutely.
Yeah, and if I was somewhat of a coder and knew what the hell I was doing with Node Red, it'd probably be done. But I don't know what I'm doing with that. So
don't let perfect be the enemy of good.
Yeah. Well, I think it's something we need to work on. I can handle the coding part, some of it.
So
and the ESP32, I may need to bring in a hitter for the Node Red, but yeah.
Yeah, my buddy Darcy Pock, K4DQP, he's kind of right now in flux with ham radio. He hasn't done a whole lot, but he's a brilliant guy when it comes to coding. And we actually had a working phone app with Bluetooth that you could swap everything. But when you put it out in the field and you start putting big RF through it, all of a sudden all of a sudden it was having some issues.
Well,
but you can easily do it in the controller.
that would be my thought about putting anything in that control box out by the antenna, whether it's the POTA version or the or the
RF.
regular one. Yeah, the RF is going to melt an ESP32, but that control box screams. Yeah, you could completely automate that thing.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be a problem. I mean, I kind of like the tactile feel of it, switching back and forth. But if you want to put it on a computer screen, sure, why not?
Go ahead, Tim. Do it.
All right. Kansas Jeff. On a 4-element, there's usually a dummy load to dump some power. Is this the same on a 2-element?
No, there's a trick to get around that, Jeff. And I'm not telling you what that trick is.
You can buy his product and reverse engineer it. Yeah.
It's the chef's secret sauce. Moving on.
Yep.
Hamstick Eric. 1 extra dB a gain isn't worth the headache of elevated radials. Easier to get the extra dB by upgrading that RG58 coax.
Yeah, I mean, so when you look at it, the POTA array, because I kept it light, uses RG8X. I mean, if you use RG213 for the connections here, you probably gain half a dB back.
What about doing it with a vertical fan dipole? And my question is, how would this work with Yagis?
Okay.
Would we open a black hole if we did this with a Yagi?
No, there's stuff that phases Yagis now. When you're talking about horizontal Yagis, right? If you go out to Array Solutions, they have a very good product for phasing Yagis. In fact, Contest Station I work with, on occasion, I come in as a hired gun for contesting with them. They do 3 Yagis, all phased on the tower. So one's at 65 feet, one's at 35 feet, and one's at 110 feet.
And because of the polarization, it phases different than the vertical. Yeah.
Now to Tim's question, vertical fan dipole.
It's the DX Commander, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and there is a way to phase that. Rolly and I figured it out, but it is such a pain in the ass. Nobody's going to do it, right?
Monoband phasing or multi-band phasing?
Multi-band phasing. There's so to get 40, 15, 20, and 10, those 4 bands, you set the DX Commanders at 3/16 of a wavelength, or 3/8 of a wavelength, 3/16 of a wavelength on 40 meters. And that way it takes you out of all of the half wave stuff, right? You're on odd multiples, right? And you have to use a bunch of 75 coax to do impedance transformation. And there's about 16 relays in the whole thing. I have the phasing timed out. I did the math and got it timed out. Rolly and I were exchanging ideas, and he actually built somewhat of one where he was manually switching instead of using the actual switches, and everything worked. Now, the pattern on 10 is kind of wonky. It's usable, but kind of wonky. 15, it's killer on. 20 is a killer on. 40 is a killer on. But to build it, if I had to put it together, it'd be about $2,000 just for the box.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
cheaper to buy 4 boxes.
Bass.
So 40 and 80, I am working on something. Basically,
but you'd have to have 2 sets of phasing cables, right?
No, there's a way to do it.
Oh, you do it with Witchcraft in the box to change the phasing.
Basically, yeah. So you would do a 1/8 of a wave on 80. It's a 1/4 wave on 40. Trap dipoles on, or trap verticals on 40 and 40. You know, an 80 meter vertical with a trap for 40. And then you would feed it with 75 ohm coax and the magics in the box. I'm actually working on something for 2040 like that. For 80, unless you have the distance to put this thing in, it is a really a problematic solution for 80 because it's so damn big. Who's got room to do an 80 now? And don't try to coil load these things, because I'm gonna tell you, coil loading takes a bunch of black magic and throws it in the solution, and all of a sudden your cauldron's bubbling and nothing works. So don't try to coil load your antennas. I tried to do it with referable coils on 40. It was an absolute freaking nightmare.
Yeah. Not for this. That's not the goal of this. The goal of this isn't ultra compact portability. The goal is loud signal.
James is asking about using the DX commander as the driven and a 17-foot whip as the director, but vary the length 5% shorter for 20 to 10 parasitically. Vary the distance on band. Damn,
Yes.
James, that's a
good idea.
heavy-duty
That will
question,
work as a
son.
parasitic pair.
Single banded is what I would do.
Yeah, so basically what he's going to do is adjust the whip from 10 to 20 meters.
Yep.
And vary the distance. I would do it the other way, though, James. I would probably, well, you can't. 17-foot whip isn't big enough to do a reflector. So you are just going to do a director. But that would work. And 5%, you may want to try 3 to 7. You might get a little better front to back playing around with that height of that director. But that's a very good, that's an easy way to do it for a parasitic array.
That's a pretty cool idea because I already have the DX commander set up.
Now, if you had a 34-foot whip, you could do a reflector on 20, 17, 15, 10, 12, and have a 2-element parasitic. Now, it's not switchable. It's going to be one direction. But if you want a little extra kick to your game all day long, yep.
And see, I don't think that would be worth it necessarily.
Yeah.
James is in the middle of the country, so yeah, he's turning off half the world when he does that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I clicked that already.
What was that from here? I didn't see it. Put that back up.
Do it in the digital domain, not in the physical domain.
Not in the RF. Yeah.
Yeah, you could do it. You could do it in the digital domain. I wouldn't want to try to figure it out, but yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. John's more with the analog side of the witchcraft, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've got design for discrete components versus the delay cables. So the problem is you got to craft all this stuff yourself. Either that, you got to do mass scaling, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to go overseas or somewhere in the U.S. if you can find somewhere in the U.S. and have them make a part for you that is going to be, you're going to have to order 1,000 of them. Am I going to sell 1,000 of these things? I don't think so.
I don't know that you're ready to scale yet. Yeah. And besides which, you have the Brenda factor.
Yeah.
Yeah. John, why are there 1,000 little tiny boxes of this crap sitting in my house?
Well, look at the parts and pieces behind me.
Why don't you take this crap to your office, John, instead of piling it in our house?
Oh, I've got. Well, so she does.
Why do you have so many 3D printers? Why don't you move them out to your shop?
Yeah, she does stained glass, so she's got a lot of space taken up with glass.
If she's watching this, Brenda, I'm not harshing on you.
She can. She's down the hallway. She could probably hear me, but she's good about that stuff. She supports me in what I do, so I don't have a problem with that.
Brother Eamon, you are seriously late to church.
Holy smoke!
Yeah, good to see you. See you later.
And Jonathan's asking, can you move the whip around to change direction?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Radials, I want to come back to Radials. Because I haven't read the instructions, but I got you on here. Right? I wouldn't be a real ham if I read the instructions first.
Why? Why would you read the instructions?
Right.
It's simple. It's idiot proof.
It pretty much is.
Well.
Okay. All right. You calm down.
Thanks for the setup, John.
You're welcome.
And you too. The snark.
Radials.
So, what are you recommending for a basic radial setup for something like on the venture now? Callum has gone to 5 bundles of 2-meter radials. 4 2-meter radials times 5 bundles.
Yeah. So radials, the way I've been running mine is with 8 eighth wave radials for 20 meters.
Okay.
So 2.5 meters each. I have 8 of them down. And then I've got another setup, like the one out in the front yard right now that I've got set up playing around with it, is 8 quarter wave radials. So they're 8 5-meter radials.
Oh my gosh. I see why you said 47 to 50 feet to set this thing up.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can shorten it up. I haven't experimented enough, Jim, to tell you that
what the optimal
2-meter radials are going to work. They should in reality. So put 2-meter radials down, put a shitload of them down for 20 meters.
Right.
Again, you're going to put one element up with your radials down, you're going to tune it so the SWR is, 2 to 1, and you're going to get resonance on. You want resonance on 14.175, and then take that one down, put the other one up, resonance for 14.175, and then put them both up and connect everything. All right, that's the first setup. Then you just mark the antenna where it's resonant at, right? And then you know to extend it. Now, for my whips here, I extend them fully. So they just go full out, and they're close enough to resonance where I want them, and it works just fine. No problem at all.
Okay.
Yep. So if you've got, which ones do you have? Do you have the alphas or the chameleons?
I have the alphas.
Yeah, just extend those alphas full out.
Okay.
And you'll be good to go.
And we're getting snark from the chat too. Thank you, Dave. I hope it's Jim proof. Jim didn't read the instructions, and hopefully he won't.
Well, since Jim's smarter than the guy that designed it, I think you'll be okay.
I don't know about that. I'm looking forward to playing with it. My biggest problem at this point is trying to set it up where I don't have power line interference or the danger of me touching a power line to ground with a metal stake in my hand.
So I was playing around yesterday. The reason that's set up in the front yard is I wanted to test. I got 2 of the 17-foot carbon fiber antennas and put them up, and I had some weird feelings about the 17-foot carbon fibers, just the way the SWR curve was on them. Not gonna knock them. I was making contacts with them, and I was getting good reports. I was getting 5/8s, 5/9s across the pond and out west. So, and I'd face this time east-west just to kind of see what's going on. And I was seeing about east to west, if I get a station like Arizona, New Mexico. I was hearing them 5/8, 5/9, turn it away from them. They're down to 5/5, 5/4. So not completely going away, but if you got a 5/8 signal, that's a hell of a lot of dB to knock out. Now a 5/3 I could make go away completely.
So you don't like the carbon fiber? It doesn't seem to be working as well as the stainless.
No, I put the stainless and medial up after. I mean, I'm seeing maybe a quarter, half an S unit difference in receive.
Okay.
But I mean, it could be conditions. I mean,
right.
Who the hell knows? I mean, quarter S unit, does that really make enough difference?
We had a G4 this week, so
yeah, we actually it was borderline G5.
Yeah.
Look at it, it was like KP was 8.97 or something like that. So
yeah, right on the edge of holy shit balls.
We had northern lights down here. We had the Aurora in South Carolina.
We had them in Montgomery, Alabama.
Yeah. Jeez. You're a little bit further south than me.
Yeah, I'm at 32 degrees. 32, 3,
I think I'm at 34. I think I'm at 34. So yeah.
Yeah, we had Aurora because it filled up the local face chats. Because Mrs. Perry was showing me all the Aurora pictures. I'm like,
well, and right now the magnetic field is pretty weak. It's been weakening since 1859, and I don't know what that bodes for us.
That's back when irregardless became a word.
In 1859.
Yeah.
Trigger warning.
Yeah.
Trigger warning.
Okay. Yeah. So it's just it's really strange. What that X5 class flare, the series of flares we had, and the CMEs shouldn't have produced that down here, but it is what it is.
I would not expect the 2 antennas to perform exactly the same. I would be shocked if there was zero difference between a carbon fiber whip and a stainless steel whip.
All right. What is this?
That's a disaster series setup. You're not going to be affected by a CME with that thing.
This showed up in my news feed off of Reddit, and the guy asked what this is, and I think it's a variac of some sort because this is voltage down here.
Yeah, voltage trend. It's voltage there.
That's
looks
power
like it's
in.
Chinese, or no? Is that Chinese?
I don't think it's Chinese. No, I don't know. I'm not.
Is that a big fuse front and center, front left?
Yes, it is.
That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah. Positive, negative.
On both sides.
I like the heat sink. That's enough heat sink for that device. Yeah.
Where's the look at the characters above those knobs, though.
Yeah, I don't know what those are. Let me see if I can plus this up some.
Yeah, I was gonna say, run that through Google Translate. Yeah. No, it ain't plussing up.
That ain't plussing up. All right, let me.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Open in a new tab or something.
Yeah.
You got to see the backside too. That would give you a lot more clues.
Yeah,
Like, what do you actually connect to it? I guess some kind of amplifier.
That is the only picture he posted.
What it's amplifying, I'm not saying, but like it could be amplifying power, it could be amplifying audio, it could be amplifying RF.
It could be a simple variac, but it looks a little more complicated than a variac.
Right.
There's a gazinta and a gazelda for sure.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not even sure that it's made on this planet. And we'll come back to that thing because I think we're at time anyway. I just wanted to make a quick point about this, and that's not
Jeff,
the right article.
Jason, I think you're right, Hef.
Yeah.
This guy has achieved maximum ham. Am I sharing? It's not sharing.
Not anymore.
Who's maximum ham?
Please stand by.
Thanks, Hank. I knew it was. I knew it was some kind of Oriental language.
There we go.
Howdy.
I mean, I'm sure the women in his life appreciate.
Save some for the rest of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, this is a babe magnet here. I don't even know.
Is that a bandolier?
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think. I'm not sure. He's got a red fang.
Are those attached to something, or are they just literally like stacked on top of each other and not falling over?
I can't tell from the picture. I'm like, I don't even know what to say about this. It looks like they're kind of hanging on that server, maybe.
Oh, he's got the camo version of the Baofeng too. Nice.
I didn't see it because it was camoed. I didn't notice it.
It blends in with the green behind it.
One for every orifice.
You're right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me jump into Gemini real quick and paste that picture in.
Somebody said it was Japanese. I think it was Lee or somebody else too.
I thought it was an object that was not of this earth. That didn't look like any written human language. I think that's what the Illuminati are hiding from us.
It was runes.
It could be. It could entirely
Vikings.
be. But I thought that was an interesting picture.
It is.
Let's see. According to Google, it is an old tech power inverter. Let me share this tab instead.
Oh, power inverter.
Low voltage DC in and turn it into high voltage out to power vacuum tube based equipment. Very low current output.
Then I'm wrong. That would be a very bad thing to have during a CME.
Right.
There's so many transfers in there, it's going to get all kinds of current induced in that thing. That'd be crazy.
A Showa 19 dated 1944. So that would explain Japanese or Chinese or Korean characters. I don't know which it is.
So,
and in 1944, Japanese had different quality products than they do today.
And what would you use to transform or rectify the voltage if you don't have a diode? I guess some kind of tube, right?
I'm sure it's a tube. Is that a triac? Hollywood would know this if he was here. I don't know.
Yeah, probably a triac.
That would be my guess.
My knowledge on tubes is pretty limited.
They're round, they plug in, and if you touch the wrong part, you die. That covers all I know. This guy, I mean, dude, really, the ladies are going to be fighting over him. Anyway, that was all the interesting news I really had this week. Let's see. I think we're caught up on the chat. If anybody had any other questions for John, you should hit him up. You're on our Discord, right?
Yes.
You're on Toads.
I'm on Discord, but I very rarely get on there.
So you can't talk to John because he didn't want to talk to you. I'm just saying.
Right. You had to reach him on 80 meters.
Send me an email. I'm good at QRZ or John at Performance Z Arrays.
Right.
And I will.
QRP Life has spotted you at Diet Dr. Pepper, Jim.
Ooh, QRP Live. Thank you, brother. I have something I need to paste.
It's 11 o'clock and I haven't had a beer yet. Hey.
Right. It's 10 o'clock and
I don't think we can be friends anymore, John.
I've had 2 coffees this morning. I'm good.
I just pasted a link to Toad's Discord in the chat, and I will pin it at the top for the few minutes it might actually stay there.
I mean, do you guys really get on Discord a lot?
It's on my work computer. It's on every computer I'm ever on here. I generally keep an eye on it pretty closely. I look at the channel we don't talk about frequently, and I can't talk about it. If you know, you know.
Right.
And then all the stuff in Toads, and I keep an eye on the swap chats.
I'll try and see if I can live with it again. I mean, it distracts me during the day.
It's better if you turn off notifications and go to it when you want to.
Right.
That's what I'll do.
Yeah, I absolutely turn off the notifications. Oh my God, please turn off the notifications. It will drive you crazy.
Yeah.
And
I have it on the laptop at work, but I usually it boots up and I just minimize or close it and I'm on to work. But
I saw Tommy. I ran into Tommy in the parking lot on my way out of the Stone Mountain Ham Fest a couple weekends ago.
How much damage did you do?
I spent like $15.
No, I meant when you ran into him.
Oh, hi. Okay, I missed that. You got to explain a joke to a ham.
Yep, gotcha.
Yeah, Discord. I'm in Discord all the time. I may or may not answer you right away because, you know. Yeah. But that's the easiest way to reach out to us. I'm not signing John up. I'm signing me up. If you guys want to get a hold of me, that's the best place to find me. Or email, but
and I'm usually good about email. I've usually got my phone on me, and I've got I'm usually back within half hour to an hour unless I'm in a meeting.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to working with the array. Have you got a marketing name for this? Is it like the POTA array?
It's the POTA array.
The 2-stick thing, or
the POTA array.
Dingus,
now,
my little dingus.
I actually have a working model of the 1500 watt. In a little bigger box than this. It's actually this box here, and it's the POTA Dominator. You can run 1500 watts through it. But
there you go, Tim. You need to get that. The POTA Dominator.
Yeah, it's a little bit different design on the inside, but it works.
Very cool.
That's all that matters.
Yep.
It's not what's on the inside that counts.
All right. Well, guys, we are 12 minutes past time. At our age, probably at least one of us has to go pee at this point anyway. Thank you very much for coming. John, thank you for
the invitation.
Jumping in at the last minute.
No problem.
I wasn't sure how late a little late was going to be, and talking to myself seems rather weird.
Glad to be your secondary or tertiary plan.
Yeah, always a backup plan. You're my side hustle, my side chick, kind of, so to speak. I mean, if Cabin 13 is available and TO's not, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Wow.
You get to be a little spoon.
That's right. Wow. Right in front of him. TO, thank you. Guys, thank all y'all.
Thank you,
We'll
guys.
see you next week.